Let's move with the deployment of virtual machine. Previously we explore wizard option, in which we just click next, 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 and virtual machine created. Till now we get detailed basic information about the virtual machine components. We get information about the storage. We also explore networking option, and we also discuss fault tolerance and high availability. Right now we are going with the implementation of virtual machine by using Azure CLI, and we will implement Linux VM and see what kind of commands available when we are going to use the Azure CLI. So we have very few basic commands on behalf of which we can create virtual machine on the platform of Azure. So let's move now. Here you can see we have a cloud shell, so just click on it, and after a few seconds we will get the screen for Microsoft Azure shell, and here you can see request a cloud shell succeeded, connecting with the terminal, and here we go. Now we are connected with our Azure platform. So if we are going to create the virtual machine, so we can follow simple commands. With the help of those commands we can easily deploy any kind of virtual machine, same as it is which we did previously with the wizard option. So right now we are going with the simple commands, and in coming episodes we will definitely explore how we can use all these commands and will dirty our hands with the CLI commands and PowerShell as well. So let's move. If I want to create the virtual machine, so AZ command, AZ for Azure, and if I want to create the VM, so just click VM. And if I want to get a bit help about these commands, so I just click double hyphen and help, and here you can see we have number of commands on the platform of Azure CLI. Here you can see. So we will explore all these commands in the coming episode, but right now we are going to implement the virtual machine by using CLI command. So let's move. I clear all the stuff and I just use the AZ VM and I click with the create option. So let's see. If I want to select the resource group, same as it is which we did previously, so I use Azure resource group command, and here my resource group is eBase, and what will be my machine name? So formula is very simple, double hyphen name, and I will use, let's say, Linux web server. Okay, and what other options available, what image will be used for this VM deployment? So I just select the image option and I use Ubuntu Lite Edition, right? And then I select the admin username, and here is the command for admin username, and I just use Azure user, and in the same syntax I will go and create SSH keys for securing my remote session when I want to connect this VM via SSH or by using the PuTTY. So I just use generate -SSH -key. So these are few simple command syntax on behalf of which I will go and create my virtual machine, and as I click enter, and here we go with the simple options, and here you can see the process begin behind the scene, and after few seconds this machine will be created on the platform of Azure. And here you can see we get an option. It is recommended to use the parameter public IP. So we will definitely explore all these public and private IPs options, storage options in coming episodes, but right now we are just going to explore how we can create a simple Linux virtual machine on the platform of Azure. So wait for the process, and as we done with the process, this virtual machine will be added to my Azure portal. Now on the screen you can verify that my virtual machine is created with the same options which I put in my command, and let's move and verify this VM inside Azure portal. So when I click on compute option, and when I click on the virtual machines, so here we go, Linux web server. Here the virtual machine created, and you can also verify this virtual machine from Azure portal. Here you can see the size of the virtual machine and what public IP assigned to it, or what is private IP address for this virtual machine, what is the name, and the resource group which we use for creating this virtual machine. So let's move forward and connect this virtual machine via Azure portal. And if I click over here, so if I want to connect with this virtual machine, so command is very simple, and here we go with the SSH command, and we have a very simple command. Here we have SSH. We have, let me clear this stuff. We have SSH command, and I just need to put the user name which I created previously for this virtual machine, Azure user, and @ and I need the IP address of this virtual machine. So let me copy from Azure portal, and here I have the public IP address, and so when I move to this and I just paste over here, and here we go. When I click, and are you sure you want to continue with the connection, and I just said yes. And here we go, we are now we are connected with our newly created virtual machine. So when we are going to create this virtual machine via Azure portal, procedure is really simple with the few clicks. And when we talked about Azure CLI, it's an other tremendous tool on the platform of Azure, and fall in the category of Azure management tools. And in the industry, definitely we are going to use Azure CLI for number of tasks and automation as well. So now our virtual machine created with the help of a single command, and we also connected to this virtual machine, and we can also use the PuTTY client and connect with the help of PuTTY with our virtual machine as well. So let's move and see what other changes we can made on the platform of Azure portal with this newly created virtual machine. So let's explore other options in coming episodes.